Well, with the approach of the traditional flu season, as well as a heightened concern over the H1N1 virus, new attention is being paid to the possible consequences of a disease outbreak here in Oklahoma, and not just those that affect humans. Foot and mouth disease is a highly contagious virus that affects cloven-hoofed animals, including cattle and swine. And while humans are impervious to this disease, an outbreak in Oklahoma could mean turmoil for our economy, which is why our state government is taking precautions now to prepare public safety officials. Joining me now to tell us more is our Russ Joel.
Well, Rob, according to the USDA, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska are all among the top cattle-producing states in the nation. So when a training exercise was announced to help prepare these states for an outbreak of foot and mouth disease, officials in the region took it very seriously, knowing that the security of our nation's food supply would be hanging in the balance.
Needs to go out and buy panels. They need to go and purchase panels. Hold on just a minute.
The Oklahoma Department of Agriculture is on high alert today, not because of trouble here in the state, but trouble some 600 miles away in Alabama.
There's been a reported foot and mouth disease outbreak, priority 1, presumptive positive in Alabama. These cattle were in a market 96 hours ago. That market sells to Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, and Alabama.
A serious crisis that's prompting serious action from state officials.
We have instituted a stop movement order for the state of Oklahoma, and the governor has okayed that.
A measure that freezes livestock movements in and out of Oklahoma in hopes of containing a vicious disease. Fortunately, this one is merely a drill, a chance for first responders and agriculture officials to practice their strategy for handling a real-life outbreak.
This is a very important exercise because in case we would have an actual foot and mouth disease outbreak, or FMD as it's called, somewhere in the central United States, we must make sure that we're prepared.
Terry Peach is Oklahoma's Secretary of Agriculture and says while humans are impervious to the disease, it can still have an ill effect.
It affects both cattle and the swine industry. So Oklahoma being in the top 5 of both of those industries in the United States, you could see what a tremendous financial impact it would have on our state, plus the entire region.
Which is why this exercise extends beyond Oklahoma City. The drill was actually a cooperation between the Oklahoma and Kansas state governments, as well as local authorities in the border towns of Sitka, Kansas, and Turpin, Oklahoma, where a simulated checkpoint had been established by local authorities.
The secret to dealing with a disease such as foot and mouth is a rapid response.
Among those observing at the checkpoint was the Department of Agriculture's Jack Carson, who says that cooperation both within the state and with other states is crucial in responding to an outbreak.
You're not going to respond to a disease outbreak, any kind of emergency, one agency at a time, or it's got to be a spirit of cooperation. Here we're not only seeing agencies within the state work, we're seeing agencies within other states working together and cooperating, and that's what it takes to deal with an outbreak like this.
You don't deal with these issues with anxiety. You deal with these issues with professionalism. You deal with these issues and be as calm as you can, because if you have excitement and you're nervous, you're going to convey those thoughts to the public, and the worst thing we could possibly do is upset the public and make them more concerned about serious issues. So we need to convey the fact that we are confident, we are in control of the issue, and we are going to protect the public in the state of Oklahoma.
Giving Oklahomans some peace of mind in a time of crisis. Widespread outbreaks of foot and mouth disease are not unprecedented. In fact, back in 2001, the United Kingdom experienced an epidemic of the disease that nearly wiped out their cattle population and cost that country nearly $16 billion in damages. So officials here in Oklahoma know all too well the consequences of such a disaster and why making preparations are so important.
And it seems like a lot of different agencies were involved in this exercise.
Absolutely, Rob. As Mr. Carson said, a drill like this is never limited to just one agency. Along with representatives from the Department of Agriculture were Oklahoma state troopers, as well as sheriffs from Beaver, Texas, and Woodward counties.
Thank you, Russ. Good story. Now, agriculture officials say that after an infected animal is found, they have roughly 48 hours to identify all the other animals that may have been exposed. Anything after that, they estimate, and listen to this, would cost the industry $1 million a minute. Now, if you'd like to learn more about Oklahoma's Animal ID program, we have a web-only feature streaming on our website. Just go to okhorizon.com and click on Value Added.